Okay, if I knew this was a space thing, I would have been very excited. So already, I'm hooked. Okay, I'm going to stop myself right there. Instead, I'm going to take you on a journey through space and time. Well, just space, actually. And time I wish I had back, really, but that's besides the point. We're going on an adventure.
I'm going on an adventure!
That's right, Tacoma, a game nobody has ever heard of, and hopefully won't actually have to hear of after this is over. More importantly though, this is the newest game in the Purgio series, playing every random game I own. Hint hint, wink wink. Or even better yet, the biggest waste of time I've ever spent on a video game in my entire life. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to wasting time in video games. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's just get to the point of this video, and that is informing every single person I possibly can that Tacoma is absolutely, undeniably, and positively hot garbage.
Wow.
But before I get into this heap of burning garbage, let me just summarize the game for you a little bit. The year is 2088. You play as Amy, a subcontractor assigned by the Venturis Corporation, not to be confused with Ace Ventura. Your task is to collect AI data from all the sectors of the abandoned Tacoma station, as well as the physical processing module, or wetware, of Odin, Tacoma's AI. To recover this data, Amy uses AR technology to view and collect data from previous events that occurred on the station. After only playing a few minutes of the game, we discover that the station was hit by a meteor. This meteor causes the ship to lose all but a few days worth of oxygen, and to make matters worse, all communication channels are lost as well. In a desperate attempt to escape from the ship before it's too late, part of the crew go into cryogenic pods to allow the engineers and medic more oxygen supply and time to jury-rig an automated drone to be used as an escape pod. However, this plan fails and the drone explodes, causing injuries to the engineers working on it, leaving only the medic Sarah to determine the fate of the crew. With absolutely no hope left, Odin, the ship's AI, hints to Sarah to investigate an area of the ship that leads to Odin's physical hardware. Once inside, Sarah discovers the real truth of what has been happening on the Tacoma. It turns out that there never actually was a meteor that hit the Tacoma. Instead, the explosion was staged by the Venturis Corporation. We learn that the reasoning behind this self-sabotage is none other than money. You see, Venturis has been planning on creating the Venturis Belt, a string of vacation getaway homes, if you will, completely run by automation. However, there was a problem with this, as Venturis had been trying to implement fully automated crews for some time now, but were stopped multiple times by Congress, specifically the Human Oversight Accord. Fully automated stations were not accepted as safe due to AI failures in the past. After multiple failed attempts, CEO Sergio Venturi decided to consult with the strategic AI to determine how to influence public opinion and Congress to allow fully automated stations. The solution, the destruction of an orbital station with fingers pointed toward human liability and obstruction of progress in regards to space stations. Thankfully, after we learn this, Sarah is able to restore communications, with some help from Odin. After calling for help, she is able to get the attention of Venturis' rival, Carnival. From here, Amy collects Odin's wetware and heads back to her ship. We were able to see that the crew was indeed rescued and are able to escape the hands of the Venturis Corporation. It becomes apparent after all that has conspired that Amy's mission is to turn in the data, and specifically Odin's wetware, to Venturis. The purpose of this mission is to bring back all evidence of what happened on the Tacoma back to Venturis and have it destroyed. However, in a twist ending, we find out that Amy is part of an AI liberation front. This front wants to help Odin from being possessed by the Venturis Corporation. After Odin accepts this protection, the game ends with Amy taking off from the ship.
Okay, buddy. Here we go.
Alright, now that the plot's out of the way, let's tear this game to shreds. But before I do that, let's go over some good things about this game. One thing I really did like about Tacoma was the use of AI. Being able to replay events in such a unique way is a mechanic I would actually like to see in more games. I could definitely see this being used in a horror game where you get to see something like the whole entire crew slowly goes mad or something like that, but in real time. I also love the idea of having sign language being used to interact with the holograms. This actually seemed like some kind of technology that could be very doable if it's not already been done. I was also able to grab this game for free on the Epic launcher a while back. I wouldn't actually count this as a truly good part of the game since it really has nothing to do with the game itself, but I'm just trying to give it some more good points. Okay, now that that's over, here we go into the bad parts. Number 1. Literally the only mechanic was using the AR to see past events. It was a very cool feature to have, but that was it. There was nothing else. That is all you did. That's all you could do. Number 2. The game was not fun at all. It felt like a chore rather than a video game. In fact, I came up with an acronym for what I think they thought of when they were trying to make this game fun. Freaking unbearable nightmare. Number 3. There was so much pointless information to read. Now I love reading lore in other games usually because it's fun and it's an option, you don't have to do it. However, when it's the key requirement for the whole game itself, it made it really annoying because you had to read a lot, and I mean a lot of text, just to see what was important and what wasn't important, and it felt like a big waste of time. Number 4. The characters themselves were just okay. I didn't really like any of them, and some of them were just plain annoying.
Thanks for offering to help.
Oh yeah, no problem. I mean, you know how much I love completely mindless busy work?
Number 5. The game lost its ability to suck the player into the game world. I was really excited to play this game, but within about 10 minutes, that went away completely. I was extremely intrigued with the game being set in space. I love space games, but within a few minutes or so, I pretty much forgot I was even in space. Yes, there was the occasional window with a view outside, but other than that, it just felt like I was just in a building. Not a cool building, not a unique building, just a building. Number 6. The game was short, but it also dragged on and on and on. I felt like I spent a lifetime trying to beat this game, even though it really took me only roughly 2 hours. How can you make a game feel like it drags on in 2 hours? That's a huge accomplishment right there, I'm just saying. Number 7. The freaking heavy breathing. Oh my gosh! Why did anyone think this was a good idea? I have no idea what the voice actors were thinking when they did this, but they literally like stuck their mouth in the microphone, I swear.
A light wind rustles the green tall grass. Your skirt.
Now let's move on to the absolutely butt-ugly parts of this game. I just did not care about this game at all. The more I played it, the more it felt like a chore, the more I really didn't care about the characters, and the more I just wanted the whole ship to blow up while I was there. Probably the biggest problem I had with this entire game is that the story really didn't make sense. The whole idea that the Venturis Corporation was trying to sabotage the ship to make people trust AI didn't make sense. The Tacoma had an AI on the ship, so that begs the question, where was that blame going to be shifted to, right? And here's what I mean by this. I would think that people would wonder why the AI didn't save people. But that's just me. Furthermore, if they were trying to make fully automated space stations that were going to house actual humans, the same exact problem could happen again. Something could be wrong with the station, and they would still die. So all in all, having this game kind of revolve around AI and the idea of AI, it really just didn't make sense to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Okay, now that this rant is over, I just want to say I don't hate this game, and I most certainly do not hate the people who made Tacoma. I have absolutely nothing against them. They made a game, and that took a long time, and that took a lot of effort, and I truly respect that. All this is one guy's opinion. That's all there is to it. That, and well, possibly a warning for anyone who's thinking of purchasing this game for themselves to play. Actually, before I end this video, I want to check something out real quick. This was one of the least interesting things I've ever experienced in my life. Not recommended. I keep noticing that a lot of these reviews say that the game was received for free. This game is normally $20. What the fuck? In all seriousness though, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed making this video. It was a lot of fun, honestly. It'd mean a whole lot if you gave this video a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Until next time, I hope you have a great one. Bye-bye.